Hey there, you want to know what the biggest lie is? The one that all narcissists believe and fall for? I'm breaking it all down for you right here in this video, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung, and I'm an attorney. I am an author, and what I really do is I help people negotiate powerfully with narcissists. Yes, it is possible. I know you're thinking it's not, but it is. And I've gotten people the results they've wanted. And if you are so ready to feel seen, heard, valued, respected, and be persuasive in any room you walk into, then make sure you subscribe and you hit that notification bell. All right, let's talk about what the biggest lie is. This is the one that all narcissists believe and fall for. Okay, so before I tell you what it is, I'm going to tell you a story. So when I first went out on my own as a lawyer, I hired a business coach. And this business coach helped me put together goals for myself. And she gave me homework. And the following week, I was supposed to have done my homework. And so one of the items of homework she gave me was to write down how much money I wanted the firm to make the following year, or the first year of the firm, and how much money I would actually bring home. So the following week, we get back together, and she says to me, "All right, did you do your homework?" And I said, "Yeah." So I pull up my little pad of paper, and I said, "Okay, I've run the numbers, I've crunched the numbers, and in order for us to make it, I did all my numbers at home too. These are all of our expenses. And in order for us to make it, this is how much money I need to make. So that's my goal, that much." And she looked at me and she said, "Do you just want to make it? Or would you actually like to make money?" And I was like, "Well, I'd like to make money, but okay." And she's like, "Well, then write down that you're making money." I was like, "Oh, okay." I almost had to give myself permission or have somebody else give me permission to ask for something more than just the bare minimum or just what I needed. And so what she pointed out to me at that point was that it was a scarcity mentality. I don't know that I had ever really heard that before, but there's this scarcity mentality versus the abundance mentality. And what that means is that you believe that either there's enough to go around always, and there's not a finite amount of things in the universe. And if you don't get in on it, you're going to lose out. That's, abundance. Or scarcity is, the opposite. There's only so much to go around and there's not enough. And if I don't hurry, then I'm definitely not going to get it. And, I can't ask for too much because then, there won't be enough for anybody else to go around. I just want you to understand that this is a huge part of how a narcissist thinks. They believe this to the extreme, and not just with money, but with anything, everything. I once had a person that I had to deal with in my business who was in the business with me and wouldn't even I would find out later that she had tips on certain things, or that she was employing certain strategies or things that would work for her to make her look better. But it would have actually made the entire business better had she passed on the tips to me so that I would also know them as well. But she couldn't do it, not even to make the business look better. It was just more important that she looked as good as possible. And I think that they don't even really process it. It's not like they think about it. I think it's really, really subconscious. If somebody actually asked, this person to articulate what's going to happen to you if you share this information? Like, why would that, would you fall apart? Would you die? Would you wither and, become like the Wicked Witch of the West or whatever, and like melt into the floor if that happened to you? Like, I don't think they really think about it, but they definitely, they can, they're very close to the chest. Like, don't even give $1. Don't even give like 1 extra cent to a person, that unless you absolutely have to, or unless you're getting something out of the deal, and you better be getting way more out of it than what you're having to give, because you don't want to have to give anything. What I want you to understand, though, is that is a huge lie, because the truth of the matter is that the universe is unbelievably abundant. But the problem is that you get what you think about. Where your energy goes, that's where your focus flows, and that's what you start to see growing in your life. I think of it as flowers. I mean, honestly, like, we are all flowers and we can all bloom. And if I bloom, then that's great. And if somebody else blooms, that's great too. And we can have a beautiful garden. But my blooming has nothing to do with the other person's blooming, right? Like, those two things don't necessarily have anything to do with each other. And same thing with stars. Like, a star in the sky, they just shine, right? They don't worry about what's going on, because there's plenty of shining that we can all do. I mean, the real paradox in this whole thing, though, is that the more fearful you are, the less you will have, because the universe responds to you. So the more you're afraid that there's not going to be enough, that's what keeps showing itself to you, is there's not enough, not enough, not enough. Esther Hicks talks about this in her talks, with Abraham Hicks, where she says, if you think to yourself all the time, where your thoughts are, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money. And then you ask the universe to turn around and give you the opposite of what it is that you're saying all the time, it doesn't even make any sense. I mean, the universe will respond to you. It is energy. Like attracts like. It is just a very basic law of physics, quantum mechanics, however you want to look at it. It's science. And so your thoughts are energy, and what you're beaming out into the universe, you're going to get back into your life. If you're jealous of people, if you're sitting around saying, why does that person have this? And how come I don't have that? I mean, I've had people who've worked at my law firms who are like that, why does this person have that? Why, it's like, life isn't fair. It's never fair. And if you feel that way, that's going to be your way of being. And it's always going to be that life isn't fair. That's what you're going to keep seeing showing up in your life. And so if you don't like it, you've got to change it. So when you're dealing with narcissists, you got to realize that that's how they think. That thinking, especially if you've been married to a person, will spill over to you, and you'll start thinking that way too. And so you've got to notice that and stop thinking the way that they think. I mean, they are scarcity to the extreme. In their world, there isn't enough love. There isn't enough respect. There isn't enough money. There isn't enough prestige. There isn't enough recognition to go around. There's not enough to go around. So they have to grab it where they can. And, it's a survival technique. It's almost like the kids who are on Easter egg hunts, and they're going and they're running and they're trying to get as many eggs into their basket as they can, or even like, kids who are going after candy that's like been, banged out of a piñata, and it sprays to the floor, but there's only like, so many pieces to go around. So they feel like they have to run in there and grab as much as they can, because there's just not enough. So that is why they're so desperate for supply all of the time. And if you want to know more about narcissistic supply, definitely check out my video on that topic. What they don't realize is that there are enough piñatas to go around. There are infinite piñatas in the universe. So for you guys, start asking for what you want. Be specific. Don't ask for food. You don't go into a restaurant and tell the server you want food. You ask very specifically. You say, I want the steak, medium rare, with the vegetables on the side and a salad and no dressing, or, whatever it is. You're very, very specific. And that's the way you have to be when you are asking for what you want as well. And then start feeling the emotions of what it feels like to have that. Maybe it's an outcome that you want from the negotiations that you're in. What is that? If you got everything you wanted, what would your life look like? Where are you standing? How do you feel? What are you wearing? What house are you living in? Who are you talking to? Make it as specific as possible, as if it's already happened, and then even feel gratitude for it. Like you can take one more step and say, I am so grateful that it all worked out the way it was supposed to. And I got this, that, and the other thing. I mean, feel yourself in the flow and floating downstream in that flow instead of trying to swim upstream against the current all the time. So if you're with me on this and you're still listening here, give me an I am in flow in the comments right now. I want to know that you are feeling that flow, that you're with me. That just for the moment that you're watching this video, you are understanding the laws of physics and the laws of the universe and the law that tells you that the universe is abundant and there is enough and you can get the outcomes that you want and you can have the life that you want. All right. So the biggest lie is that there's not enough. We're like Rumpelstiltskin. You can spin your straw into gold. Remember that old story, that old like fairy tale or whatever? Great book, if you're looking for a good book, is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Fantastic. It's a short read. You can read it in a few hours, on a Saturday afternoon or something. It's like a fable, but it's really, really good. But it helps you to understand that you create your universe, you create your reality, and you have the control to do that. So I'm so excited to see what you guys come up with and what you are able to manifest in your life. So if you like this video, give it a like, share it, drop me a comment, tell me I am in flow or whatever it is that's on your mind. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Grab my free Crush My Negotiation Prep Worksheet, 15 pages, free ebook at winmynegotiation.com. Join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. I can't wait to see you in there. And remember, you got this. You can manifest whatever it is you want. All right? Today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. I will see you in the next video.